Just got a big order in from Speedtech Performance. As you can see there, bunch of boxes, big box. And of course this is going on the C10. So let's get some of this unboxed. We got part of the way unpacked here, so let's take a quick look at what we do have unpacked. Of course, we have our upper tubular A-arms. These are actually really nice. Like a Speedtech is making these. They have bearings in there, so these shafts turn really smoothly and free. Of course, grease fittings, new ball joint, all that kind of stuff, and they're very light. We also have our coilover Viking shocks. Here's the spring for it. We can't get it out of the box. There we go. So because it is a pickup, we're running these kind of larger springs on it. But here's the coilover. Of course, it's got the nuts that you can adjust ride height pretty well. And there's our sway bar. Nice big stout piece. This should be our end links. Yep, end links and the mounting hardware and all that kind of stuff for it. That's pretty nice too. These end link bolts are giant on this thing. Huh. And of course we have our lower control arms too. So now we have an inventory of exactly what we have. Again, these are super nice heavy built. Got grease fittings, nice ball joints, and very stout feeling. So now we have inventory and we know exactly what we have. We are still waiting on, I think, the disc brake kit, and I'll have to look at the packing list, see if there's anything else. We did get the Borges and steering box in a couple of days ago, so we have the new steering box, quick ratio box to go on this also. But I know we're definitely still waiting on the disc brakes, so I'm sure it'll be here in the next couple of days and we can get started. What's going on, guys? Danny from Slow Restoration, and let's check out this beautiful 67 Chevy pickup. This is the one we're putting all the Speedtech suspension on the front, the four-wheel Willwood disc brakes on it, new steering box, a bunch of stuff, Texas Speed cam, another intake valve covers. But first, let's put it up in the air and see how this thing looks up underneath as it sits. There she is up in the air. We'll start from the back here. It does have a 8.5-inch 10 bolt. I think it came out of a Grand National originally. It's got a big aluminum fuel tank. Doesn't sound like I just put fuel in that. Huh. It must be must have a bladder in there, because it sounds like there's fuel there. It sounds empty there. So you can see the good shot of the underneath of the bed, the wood bed. It does have a ladder bar suspension set up with QA1 adjustable coilovers. Right now they are drum brake. Again, we will be changing that to Willwood disc brake. We're going to try and do something else with the exhaust here too. Going to see if we can't put some kind of tailpipes on it. I don't know if that's going to be possible. Yeah, it's tight through there. We'll take a better look at that in a little bit. It does have Flowmaster mufflers on it, 3-inch exhaust. It's got a 4L60 E-trans. It's got a little bit of a trans leak there too. We'll have to address that. This trans is coming out because we do have a Yank torque converter. I think it's a 3000 stall, roughly. Just stepped on something. So yeah, there's a drip at the tail shaft, and there's a couple drips up here, so we will address that when we get into it. I'm not sure whose headers they are, but this thing does have, and you can actually kind of see it right here is where they started joining that in off the truck frame. They actually took and put a subframe out of a 2nd gen Camaro in this thing. So if we come up front here and get a better shot of that. So from here to here is 2nd gen. Actually, it's a Firebird. I'm sorry. It's like a 75 Firebird. And then they put the frame horns off the truck so the bumper fits good, and grafted it into the stock truck frame. And of course they did back half it. Yes, it's totally back halved back here. So I guess technically it's tubbed. Step side truck originally would not have these wheel tubs. It would have been flat all the way across. So they made this enough room for these giant tires. They're Hoosier 31 16.5 15s. So ginormous. What else? It does have a LQ9 6-liter in it. It's got someone's aftermarket pulley set up on there already. We are, like I said, putting a cam in it, Texas Speed cam. It's already has a set of PRC, Texas Speed PRC heads on it. So with a nice cam in it, right now it's stock except for the heads. With a nice cam in it, it should really wake this thing up and make some nice sound for it. And again, we're doing all that Speedtech suspension that we just looked at, sway bar, tubular upper arms, lower arms, and a coilover, a Viking coilover shock spring setup. So we are going to do a new quick ratio steering box. I don't know if you can see that or not. I should have my light, but this box does leak out of the input shaft there where your steering connects. So this box leaks. We have a new box for it. I think it's a Borgeson. Very nice quick ratio box. We'll get that swapped out also as we're doing the job. So that's a quick walkthrough underneath the 67 Chevy truck. And when we're done with it, it should handle and perform power-wise and driving-wise much better than it does now. Not that it's terrible, but it actually drove pretty nice, I gotta be honest. But we can improve it. So once we put the Wilwood disc brakes on, these old 15-inch wheels and tires will not fit anymore, so they will be changed too, which will drastically update the look of this truck. I do recognize that oil pan is a 1998 to 2002 F-body Camaro Firebird oil pan. So that's a factory GM oil pan. And it actually fits pretty nice. There's tons of clearance here. And it's nice clearance through here too. So still a factory GM pan, but it fits this chassis very nice. I was not sure where the computer was hidden in this truck, but being underneath here and looking, I do see a big harness here, and there's a hole cut in the floor and a rubber grommet. So I'm assuming the computer is probably right under the driver's seat somewhere. We'll have to check that out, but it's looking just about where that should be. And that is the tour of the underside of the 67 C10. If you missed the video of me picking this up, trading with the Camaro, spaces, garage spaces, not necessarily ownership, but if you missed that video, we kind of went over the rest of the truck under the hood, interior wise, had some nice shots of it outside. This truck looks gorgeous in the sunlight. So definitely check that out if you missed that.